Me.
Okay, okay, go ahead, Caleb.
So it talks about the simple phrase. It's aloha, dear. That's the phrase that his grandma told him, his great grandma. And aloha relates to aloha ʻāina as a movement for a better island world. And he gazed on at the other beauty of Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, and he felt nearly overwhelmed and privileged to see and feel the beauty of this place. And he was struck that we use this world to express what in English seems to be very distant from the kinds of relationship we have.
Okay, very good. You did a very good job on this. Kalahikiola, you did a very good job on yours as well. Don't want to leave you out, brother. Okay, but what do we have here? Right? We have Kamana Maikalani Beamer's grandma, right? Going through some hardships at school, where school's supposed to be a safe place, right? But yet she still learned about aloha, right? If you look at page 10, everybody go to page 10. Please stay focused. Okay, if you go to page 10, right? She's meeting the Dalai Lama. His tutu lady is meeting the Dalai Lama, who is um, a Tibetan religious leader of nonviolent protest, of ways of being peaceful on earth, right? She got to meet him and got to be in his presence and he in her presence. And if you look at the bottom of page 10, right? Should have highlighted that. I didn't understand how she could characterize their meeting with the simple phrase, it's just aloha, dear. You can almost hear, stop flying something at Hayden. I saw you. I see you. Your camera is on. Ooh, I'm going to send some emails out. Okay. Um, it's not just a simple phrase, and we all know it, right? Go ahead and write that down. It is not. I mean, we have to reject that. It is not a simple phrase. It is to us because innately that's in our blood, right? Innately, that's what we breathe in and out, right? Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, right? Okay. Top right hand corner, page 11, right? So he takes us through this what Caleb pointed out, right? It's on the second paragraph at the top. I was in my truck, right? He's driving from Waimea to Kona, and he is taking in the views of the three Mauna, right? Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa, and Hualalai. And then he gets to Pu'u Va'a Va'a, right? You know where that is? It's that big Pu'u as you make that weird, like, sharp turn as you go down by the rock wall and then you turn and there's this giant mound, right? And you're like, why is that there? What is that, right? It's actually fenced off from wildlife so that it's like a vahipana, right? It's a safe place over there, right? Um, and he's struck with this beauty. He's like, holy smokes, I live here, right? You guys get that? You ever look at something here on this island? Has that ever happened to you? Yeah? No? Anybody? I hope so. I hope so. I lived in Colorado for 10 years. At least 5 of those months were gray. The shades of gray because of winter, yeah, and things dying before and after winter, like it's just ugly. And then you come back to Hawaii, to Hilo, and you know what green looks like. Green looks different here than any other place. It's quite interesting. Okay, next, the fullness of aloha. Go ahead, Hayden.
It is because people live and interact with a place that it is called ʻāina. Aloha ʻāina was defined as a movement toward the union of culture and ecosystem, sheer beauty and utter genius of the resource and economic system of Hawaii. With all our tools and modern technologies, it is a sobering realization to know that these older systems made of stone and natural materials fed more people on every island made from their own local resources. The knowledge of elder resource practices remain to bring order to the unions of culture and ecosystem.
Okay, that's great. We can read. Hopefully you see the page numbers and you can highlight. Can you just talk about some of the insight of these quotes that you chose?
Well, the first one is it is called ʻāina because people live and interact with it, and I think that's talking about our connection to the land, right?
Yeah.
And how it's only the land because we called it the land. I don't know.
Okay, let's go ahead and write this down. So go ahead and find it. It's right like at the, I don't know, kind of like the second paragraph at the top of the second paragraph. You see that? Write the word reciprocal down. Reciprocal. R-E-C-I-procal. Yeah, reciprocal relationships. That's what they're talking about, right? This is the give and take. Go ahead and write that down, right? But for us, we raise a certain way. Is it the give and take, or is it the take and give? What do we do here?
Give back.
Right? I mean, first we try to what? Give first before we take. But if we take before we give back a little bit more, don't you think? And that's why you get the reaction of, too much, no need, right? But really, that's just the protocol, right? It's the unspoken word of the culture, right? Is that hopefully you give first before you take, right? Hopefully you ask permission before you go, right? And hopefully if you take before you give more, right? It's the same concept with going camping, right? The ʻāina is giving us this wonderful experience to go camping. And what do? We leave it better than how we found it, right? Reciprocal relationship. Very unique. Okay, very good. Okay. Anything else? You want to point out one more that jumped out at you?
The second one.
Okay.
Aloha ʻāina was defined as a movement towards the union of culture and ecosystem.
Okay.
So basically, Aloha ʻāina was connecting us back with the land again.
Right.
And it helps us see the true beauty and utter genius of the resources and economic system of Hawaii. So it's that beauty part you were talking about.
Yeah. It's breathtaking. And then what? Nowadays, what do? We go look, right? Have you guys been through the gulches lately? The three horseshoes? Like, that's incredible in itself. You guys want extra credit? Okay, write it down.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm not a ma'am. That's crazy. All right. What I would like you guys to find out for me are the 3 Hawaiian names for the 3 gulches. They gotta be Hawaiian names. They can't just be horseshoe 1, 2, and 3, you know. Okay, email it to me if you're interested in bonus points.
Isn't there signs like in the middle of the horseshoe?
There are, but who goes that slow? Who goes that slow? I'm like, I
read it all the time. And then the second one is the one with the really tall tree that grows from the bottom all the way to the top. Isn't it like, it's like a pink tree or something?
I'll tell you a story about one of those gulches when I was in high school. What year was that? Yeah, that was when I was a sophomore. Anyway, almost died. Okay, very good, Hayden. Thank you. All right, the uniqueness of Aloha. Alicia, can you please enlighten us about your section, please?
Okay, so like this paragraph or this section talks about like how ethnically diverse Hawaii is, and that U.S. classification makes us divide our bodies into percentages, like our different type of blood, right? And then how we all have these common sets of values in Hawaii to respect the land and other people and aloha, right? And then our movements are peaceful and we are filled with love, passion, and fearlessness. And yeah.
Ah, interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and go to page 12. Okay, and I want you guys to highlight the term, the systemic oppression of Hawaiian culture. Yeah, so just highlight systemic oppression. All right, anybody know what that means? Josh, do you know? Can you guess systemic oppression? Page 12. About an inch from the uniqueness of Aloha. The systemic oppression of Hawaiian culture and language after the US backed overthrow of the Hawaiian kingdom can be compared to similar policies enforced in colonial Africa. Yes, Alicia.
Is that like when they forced us to not speak our language and all that kind of stuff?
Say that again. Sorry, it's
Like,
raining really hard.
like, oh, yeah. It's
At
raining.
my house, I kind of hear.
Yeah, it's raining over here too. But like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Systemic oppression. What is it?
Oh, like when they made us like not do our culture and like language and like, yeah, they kind of forced us into their things. Yeah.
So, wow, we need terms for that. Yeah. First of all, right, it's called denationalization, where your nation, right, is taken from you. How does that happen? First, through language, right? Because language holds the key to culture and the past, right? So what did they do? Oh, everybody, let's learn how to speak English and read English and write English, right? Okay. So oppression is what it sounds like. This, right? The holding down of a people from moving up and progressing, right? Oppression, right? Plenty moments in history that have oppressed groups of people. So the word systemic, right? You guys know what systemic means? It's the adjective form of the word system. What is a system? Does anybody know?
The way that people do things.
Perfect. You got your smart cap on today. I love it. Thank you. Very good. What's going on? You have two computers?
I'm at Dylan's house.
I don't know who Dylan is. Oh my gosh, which Dylan?
Oh, my cousin. Come here. Come say hi. Come.
Dylan
She said
who?
no. She doesn't say hi. Jorneski.
Oh, I don't know him. Okay.
The girl.
All right.
The girl.
Oh, her. Sorry, my bad. I don't care genders. All right. So, systemic oppression. Okay. What am I trying to point out here? I'm trying to point out that other places in the world have also experienced the same type of systemic oppression, right? And that makes us what? Be able to empathize and relate to the rest of the world. What is really cool is on page 13. I'm surprised you didn't pick this out. Okay, it's at the very end. Go ahead and highlight the last sentence. Alicia, highlight the last sentence in your section. Okay, highlight the last section, the last sentence. As other places around the world will only become more ethically diverse, while also struggling to maintain natural resources and quality of life, Hawaii and Aloha ʻāina will be able to offer solutions. Right? Are you highlighting? Josh, you highlighting? You right-handed? Marking the text? Let's do this, guys. Okay? What does it mean that Hawaii and the idea, the ideology, the concept of Aloha ʻāina will be able to offer solutions? What does that, how does that make you even feel? Hayden, go ahead, start us up.
Oh, say that again.
I'm just reading that
Please.
last sentence in that section of the uniqueness of Aloha ʻāina. How does that make you feel that people are looking to Hawaii for having possible solutions?
Hawaii will be able to show the rest of the world how to take care of themselves and be sustainable.
Okay. What else? Kalahi Kiola, give us some insight.
Hawaii can kind of like what Hayden said. Hawaii can like be the first, or not the first, but be kind of like an example for those who were oppressed, what you said, and they can kind of like, yeah, like be an example for the rest of the world and other cultures or nations that are dealing with the same thing.
Alrighty. What is going on with this? All right, next. What is going on here? Okay, go ahead. Last section, which is a really important section. Go ahead, Leilani.
It talked about how the future of law starts with stolen land being returned to like their owners, like the Native Hawaiians, and in the future we can unite cultures and our ecosystem. And then we can continue to live aloha, but then also teach it to others. And to help us do that, we can look to our ancestors to move forward into the future. And then in the future, also hopes for Native Hawaiians to be recognized and respected by like others.
Okay. All right, let's go to page 14. Okay. If you don't have your book, you don't have your book. So just take notes because you're gonna need this for chapter 1. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm pretty upset right now. Like the behaviors with you two over there, sitting next to each other. Like one of you guys move before I call the gym and have you guys moved. One of you guys move. Go. Somebody. Figure it out. Step up on your kuleana and let's get going here, please. Thank you. All right. Page 14. Highlight. Aloha ʻāina is a powerful ideology. What does ideology mean? Alicia, you're highlighting, right? Ideology is a fancy word for studying an idea, right? Ology, right? Is a study of something. So the word idea is like concept, right? It's like a concept. Okay, you're writing notes. Why? I want you to use this. I want you to use the term ideology, right? Aloha ʻāina is a powerful ideology. Highlight that. One that I can believe can transcend. Go ahead and circle the word transcend. Okay, it's time to learn some higher level vocabulary. Let's elevate ourselves. Transcend, to go beyond, right? To rise above. that can transcend race, culture, and environment. Highlight, I know if I can be a better aloha ʻāina, if I can live with aloha and vivo ole, right? The fearlessness that I believe it was Kalahikiola talked about. Okay, as did my kupuna before me, and mentor those who come in my path to stand on a similar foundation. I can create a better island world for my keiki, right? The concept of aloha ʻāina is one that is so obvious, and yet we must not overlook the concept, this ideology. Okay, so as we go through chapter 1 today, you're going to see this from a different lens. Why? Okay, let's get started with that. Okay, so we are in the first week of quarter 4, so that's why it's organized as 4.1, which is quarter 4, week 1, right? So we are here, week 2 of Lord of the Flies. Remember, we started it a week earlier. Okay, so what I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to have you guys copy, okay, these questions 1, 2, and 3, and drop them in the dialogue box right here. Okay, so everybody do that. Everybody should be doing that right now. Okay, very good. Now, what I'm gonna have you guys do is this. You're gonna be answering these questions. I'm gonna put you guys into smaller breakout rooms so that you guys can talk about it. But you guys need to submit your own, okay? You're going to talk stories about 1 and 2. And then for number 3, you guys can, you probably will have to have a deeper conversation about that, okay? For number 1 and 2, I'm not looking for the obvious, okay? I'm looking for you guys to challenge yourself. Okay, so the obvious is that Piggy is this chubby boy and Ralph is this kind of like buff athlete, and one feels like they're more superior than the other, right? That's the obvious. I don't want that because we can look that up easily. It's not a big deal. Okay, what I want you guys to do is dive deeper, okay? Especially with the symbol of the order. We know what that is. Why? Go deeper. Okay, and question number 3, respond to the quote on page 29. Do you have your books? Let me see. Where's your books? Okay, very good. So on page 29, okay, everybody look at it. Page 29, we have this quote at the very top. It says, "This belongs to us." Okay, what is your reaction to this regarding the events in the first chapter and the essay from Dr. Beamer? Okay, so I'm going to stop my share now. Okay. Very good, Josh. Systemic oppression. It is a word you will find a lot in Indigenous education. All right. Here's your 2 breakout rooms. Okay. Have some fruitful discussions. Actually, I'm going to hang on. Okay. Go for it. 10 minutes.
The pig. What's his name? Piggy.
Like the medicine guy. He thinks for Ralph because he doesn't have his physical prowess or charm. Like, oh,
What happened with Kala, Hikiola? He got booted out?
I think so.
Okay. Okay, how's it going? You guys should be discussing with each other. What number are you guys on?
One.
The first one.
Oh, I think the relationship between Ralph and Piggy is like Ralph is kind of the popular kid, sounds like, and Piggy was the fat kid that was teased.
Did you guys read this weekend? Sounds like you guys got some catching up to do with your reading. Come on, you guys. You guys done?
Yeah, we talked about it already. Oh, stop, Dylan. Oh my god, I actually read.
Good. It's a fun story.
It was boring. I'm falling asleep. I need a nap.
Okay. Make sure you're in the right space, both physically and head space, yeah, to endure this class. Okay. All right. So did you guys submit your discussion already?
No, I'm almost done.
Okay. Number 3 is an important one. Okay. How does that connect to the article we just read?
Oh, you have a question?
Yeah.
For the second one, do you mean like when they like form some type of order?
A symbol is something that represents something larger, right? So what would the symbol be? What is
So
the
like
fate?
when they chose their leader or captain, like that?
Yeah. Well, order in society, right? So we're talking about
Mhm.
civilization, right? They're going to pride themselves in being civilized, right? So the order is important. So what is the symbol that pops up as civilization, as order in chapter 1?
When they like grouped up and like agreed on something?
It has to be a thing.
Huh?
It has to
What
be a
thing?
something, like something tangible, something. So like it's not really an event. It's kind of like
Mhm.
a noun.
The shell they find, the pink shell.
Okay. So the conch or the pool, right? Okay, maybe that. Okay. That would be the actual correct and obvious answer. Are there any more other symbols that could represent order? Okay, so go ahead and try and find that.
A mountain.
Okay, why the mountain? That's interesting.
On page 30 it says that bit of forest down there, the mountain holds it up.
All right. Okay, as long as you can explain why that would be a symbol. Okay. Yeah, so that's the term symbol, right? It's a something that represents a bigger idea or concept. So like the sun, right? Sunlight, right? Huge concept, huge symbolism of hope, of a new day, things like that. Okay, go ahead and submit. We're gonna move on. Okay. All right, go ahead and submit your work. If you don't know because you did not read, then submit whatever you have at this point. It is what it is, and you have double work to do. Okay, and then we're gonna move on. Let's see. Okay. All right, so the second part of this class period is dedicated to book creator. So here we go. What I'm gonna have you guys do is open up your book creator. Okay, you had an assignment to complete for this first reading section. Okay, and so okay, so Alicia, just go back into the discussion board, click on those three dots, top right-hand corner, and then resubmit. All right, so what we have here is chapter 3 and 4. What you have is a choice board. So it's basically you can choose one of these six assignments. Yeah, so the first one is artwork. You can create an art piece, and then it should be accompanied with a paragraph that explains how it relates to the chapter. You can create a 2 to 3 minute iMovie that depicts the main point of the chapter. You can create a song using a nursery rhyme tune that discusses the chapter. So, you know, you could use Mary Had a Little Lamb. We could use ABCD, right? We could use Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. By the way, those are all the same tunes, right? But change the words so that it's that song, okay? What do we have here? Letter in a Bottle, number 4. So this is the same thing you had to do for chapter 1. It says, write a letter using a character's perspective, discuss the events and insights. Okay, so there's that. Option number 5 is the interview. So you're going to report the events in the news, in a news article with a picture and an article that has an interview, okay, that's done by a character. And the last one is Project X, which is just, you're going to create your own assignment and email me what you are thinking about doing. And then once it's approved, you can do that. Okay, so no, plenty room for all of you guys to do this. Okay, so when we look at the rubric, all right, and we look at this rubric and we see that you can get 20 points, 15 points, or 10 or nothing, right? So what we have here is, let's focus on the 20 points because I'm hoping that you guys can all get your 20 points. So the product, whatever you create per reading section, right? You're gonna have one product per reading section, okay? So it's pretty straightforward. Product provides 3 examples or related details that are accurate. Product is of the highest quality, and additional synthesis and interpretation of the chapter or chapters that demonstrate insightful understanding. So what does that mean? So when you start to synthesize or interpret what's happening, that's going to come in the form of maybe you, for example, interviewing the character, what would the character say, right? If you asked him what he missed the most while being on the island, right? And then the character says something that's like probably illogical, then that wouldn't work out, right? You have to demonstrate the knowledge of what's happening in the story. Okay, so the synthesis part is more hinging on this is what I know, and this is what could possibly happen if I dive deeper into the characters or the situation. Hayden, you okay? All right. Where's Kalahikiola? Did his computer die?
He's having like his internet's not connecting for some reason.
Yeah. Maybe you can fill him in after this, okay? That'd be
Yeah,
helpful for
probably.
him. Thank you. All right. So when we're looking at this, right? You guys know what you guys did for your first chapter, right? You know what you did for your book, right? So I'm showing you guys, right? One of the books. Yeah. Does it meet the requirements of 20 points in the rubric? Okay. So everybody should be on this library. Is everybody on here? We got Josh, very good. We got Kala, we got, okay. Where is, oh, there you go. Okay, so when you look at it, okay, I haven't graded this yet. And the reason why is I wanted you guys to do a bit of self-assessment before I actually grade so that we're good to go from now on, okay? So as you look at, as you look at this rubric, do you need time to fix it? Yes, right? Okay. Now the other thing is this. Where's your notebooks? Go ahead and find the new page, the next page, and title it chapters 3 and 4 for LOTF. LOTF, Lord of the Flies, right? Chapters 3 and 4. So I'm going to show you guys some high quality artistry, okay? No laughing, but these are just examples. No laughing, okay? So what I want to see is notes. Josh, good thing you have your mask on, okay? But what we have here is we have like what? Chapter 1, right? We have these kids on an island, right? They just crash landed. Thank goodness they survived, right? And what? They start exploring, right? They're exploring. They're claiming things as their own, right? This uninhabited island is now theirs, right? Okay. What do? They go check out the island. Do they have any idea about surviving, right? Is that even on their radar to survive? No, why? As you see this beautiful demonstration here, right? The kids are rolling rocks and they're just living their best life. They're rolling the rocks. They're over here pushing the giant rocks down. Boom. Yeah, you see? Okay, so what I want to see from you guys, okay, and next time you're going to have to post your notes, is what? Important notes. Okay, you don't have to write down every little thing. Okay, look, this was really interesting. At the end of chapter 1, right? Jack's like, I want to be leader. Why? Why does he want to be leader? He gave us all kinds of crazy reasons. What were some of his reasons why he should be leader? Alicia, you remember since you read? Okay. Jack's saying that he's tall. Jack's saying that he is part of the choir. And since he's the only person that can sing C sharp, he should be the leader. Right? You're like, oh, so you're going to sing the pig to death so that we can eat and survive? For some of us non-singers, that might be possible. But for Jack, he has this opportunity to kill the pig and pulls back at the very end of chapter 1, right? Symbolizes his civility, right? How he's not a savage. He is a British schoolboy and he is properly raised, and killing something to eat it is just beyond him. Right? Really interesting. Okay. I would like to see your notes that has some pictures and colors in them. Okay. Can? Okay. All right. Now, when I look at okay, my library, I should be seeing all of your guys' creations in here. Okay. I'm going to grade this tomorrow. So I'm going to grade chapter 1 tomorrow. So as I look at it, okay, you're going to design the front cover. You can add a picture if you want. Does anybody need a tutorial on Book Creator? Josh, you do? Okay. Anybody else? Josh, if you don't know how to do this, right, then I'm going to show you.
No. My hand
You
was
do.
just up.
Okay. All I know is that you guys play some intricate video games, and this is like low-level tech stuff. Okay. So my biggest thing for you guys is this. Okay, is this. If you guys need help, right? I'm just trying to guide you with my own example, right? I want to see some kind of picture, and then you guys can create your own layouts. I don't care what it is, right? Okay. But I put at least an overview of what each reading section should be. Okay, everybody clear on that? Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys 20 minutes. You can finish chapter 1 entry. You can fix it. And then I'm going to see you back here at 1 o'clock. Okay. 1 o'clock. Alicia, you're going to go, but you got to finish yours tonight when you come back or whatever. Okay. Chapter 1. Can? 20 minutes. I need you guys to put your timers on. Okay, you can turn your computer, your screens off, but stay on Zoom in case I need to call you or if you have a question. Okay, and then finish your chapter 1. Go.